Hi guys, Lady Random here and welcome back to the Simpletons SMP server. Probably see in the background we've got quite a large spruce tree. It's something that I'm actually starting to work on. Today is Sunday the 2nd of December. We are officially in December, which basically in my book means it's Christmas. I love Christmas. It's one of my favourite times of year, so I'm super excited about it. Hopefully we should be... if we haven't already, to be fair, I've not had an opportunity with lots going on over this weekend to actually check up on anybody's videos, but hopefully we'll be making an announcement very soon with regards to our Christmas hex, if we haven't already. So what I've got there is the start of, basically I just planted a 2x2 spruce tree, and I'm kind of starting to make a little bit of a Christmas tree and sort of Christmasifying my hex, but obviously getting some ideas ready for the Christmas hex as well. So that was kind of the point of this video, is really to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm intending to do sort of over the Christmas period. Anybody who's been following me for the last sort of 3 or 4 years or so will probably remember that we did some sort of Secret Santa stuff on some of the other servers that I've played on, so I kind of want to try and see if we can carry that forward into the Simpletons SMP server as well. So I popped up a little sort of message on Discord just for the guys to sort of say, you know, would anybody be interested in Secret Santa? And it is my intention to try and carry that out. So it's really just to give a little bit of an idea as to what that is actually going to entail. So this is something that will be on the Simpletons SMP server. If the patrons want to do something similar on their server, then I am more than happy to for that to happen. And you know, if anybody wants any ideas on how to go about doing it, then they can always drop me a little message or a DM on Discord, and we can pick up from there. But the idea is basically that anybody who wants to take part, and again, it's not going to be obligatory. Nobody has to do it. It's just a little bit of fun. But the idea being is that everybody who wants to take part lets me know. What I'll do is a random selection, and I'll sort of match people up together, and I'll message them privately to let them know who their Secret Santa is. Then the idea from there is that you can create a gift for your Secret Santa. Now this technically can be anything. Of course you've got physical gifts, so you know, you've got tools, you've got armour, you've got enchanted books, you know, you've got food. You can kind of do some sort of cunning renaming of things with anvils to make them festive. You can do books. Maybe you'd like to write sort of a little story for somebody, or some kind of Christmas jokes or something like that. It might be that you actually want to go super upscale and actually create an adventure for your Secret Santa as it were. One of the things that I've done previously, and I might, if I remember, pop a link to the video just in the video description, but I once built a maze. So like nothing particularly dangerous. There was no danger of my Secret Santa actually kind of getting killed, but I built a maze. It was kind of, if anybody sort of goes back to sort of 1.6.4, I think it was, there was a mod pack called Hexit that I absolutely loved when that was out. And one of the mods within it, I cannot remember for the life of me what it was called, but it was the Minotaur maze. And I kind of got the idea for this kind of like gifting maze from the Minotaur maze. And basically it was a sort of a maze that I'd created. There was a little starting area. I gave some sort of basic tools, an instruction book, etc, etc, but they had to go round kind of in this maze and actually find all of the gifts. So I'd hidden chests. I kind of left little clues as to, you know, the locations of the chest, and that was sort of done just by a sort of a change in the stone that was used. which is kind of similar to how it is in the Minotaur maze. So it was using like a cracked stone block to sort of indicate the location of a chest. And my Secret Santa was able to go around and kind of break the blocks, find all of their gifts in there. So not only did they get like a little bit of fun, which made it a bit more of a video than a just sort of opening a chest of things, but it kind of gave them a little bit of fun thing. So basically what they got in their Secret Santa chest under the tree was a little book that sort of explained this was their Secret Santa gift and the coordinates to the location of their gift. So it was a little bit of a treasure hunt, just something a little bit different, and that was all kind of done in a massive Santa hat. I spent hours and hours and hours collecting redstone, so I was able to build a massive Santa hat out of redstone blocks, so it kind of like sort of lit up a little bit with redstone torches and stuff inside. So it wasn't a really kind of bright light up, it was sort of quite a sort of a dark but subtle light up inside the maze as well. So I'll stick the description there, but that's just only really sort of one idea that you could do, but really the only limit to your gift is imagination. Obviously, you know, we are family friendly, so I'd hope that any gifts are appropriate. However, you know, it is a case you can do whatever you want. At the end of the day, it's do something nice for the fellow simpletons on the server. You know, we all know each other, say sort of, well, probably me less than anybody else, as being probably the most recent person to join the community. But, you know, we've all got a fair idea of each other, and if not, you know, we can always talk to others to find out. But obviously the key thing is that we don't let the person who we are gifting to know that we are their Secret Santa. So we may well do some other things as well, but that was kind of my little idea for that. So it was really just to sort of do a very quick video just to share my thoughts on it. So as for stuff that's been going on, so yeah, so I've kind of been sort of doing the tree. I just grew, as I said, a 2x2 spruce, and I'm just in the process of kind of chopping down and collecting the leaves off of spruce trees which I'm growing just sort of over there, and kind of building this out. So I think there's going to be an element, we need to kind of do something with the top here because it looks a little bit derpy at the top, but that's just how the tree grew. So I'll need to do a little bit of work on that, maybe kind of take that back a bit and actually get probably some chisel and bits involved, and then hopefully we can try and get some chisel and bits, make some different coloured lamps. So I think we have lamps and stuff like that. It's always a little bit difficult with sort of placing stuff on leaves, but yeah, so we've got these, which is the Silence Gems lamps, and let's face it, we've got loads and loads of gems, so in theory we should be able to make these, and hopefully it might allow us to place those on the leaf blocks. If not, we might need to do something a little bit clever in order to place them, but hopefully what I'll be able to do is chisel those lamps down, possibly, I don't know, and actually use them to light up. If not, we can use some glass blocks and sort of maybe insert some glowstone into those, so some nice coloured glass blocks. But you know, that's something again. I mean, I don't know whether we're going to build a nice big Christmas tree or something like that in the Christmas hex. At the moment, I said I don't know the location of the Christmas hex. It may have been announced already and I'm just sort of catching up on videos. But yeah, I still want to kind of expand this out a little bit. I was just kind of get the basic shape going and then start sort of expanding this a little bit to sort of make it a little bit more sort of Christmas tree shaped, because it's a bit kind of tall and thin at the moment. But that is the idea for that. So that's something I'll be working on sort of over the next sort of few days, weeks, etc. And the other thing that amused me, I'm actually not quite sure when this went up, but I sort of came in today and yeah, Desert Rat has left me his head, bless him. Got killed by an Enderman. I thought I'd like it. So do you know what? Actually, it makes quite a nice little ornament there, doesn't it? I think quite a nice little ornament. So thank you very much. I feel slightly awkward about taking your head, but thank you. I think it'd probably not be particularly appropriate to have sort of my fellow simpletons' heads on spikes around their base. That's probably not particularly family friendly, or also particularly nice. But I'll keep that there as a decoration. I shall keep that there. As far as the gems go, we are still rattling through everything. So we've now processed all of the gem ores that we've had. We can actually put those seeds away, can't we? Which is cool. So yeah, stuff is starting to fill up quite nicely. So we're getting a nice array of gems. So again, I'll sort of go through and sort all of these out a little bit more. What I might be doing is maybe inserting, when I take some of these out, I might start arranging it that they kind of run that way, maybe. So because it's all 4 high, and run it down vertically rather than having them sort of horizontally and vertically. So I'll have you know, the higher rated and the lower rated, higher rated, lower rated, etc. And get them into some kind of colour order, but I'll just be using a chest transporter in order to do that. So that is coming along okay. I still need to sort the ME system out. I'm actually really hoping Desert Rat has put a video out, I say this week, actually this is going to be going out on Wednesday, and his video came out I believe Friday or Saturday possibly, so it's either yesterday or Friday, where he was doing a bit more on ME, and I might be able to pick up some hints and tips from that to actually finish this off, because I really haven't got a clue what I'm doing as far as auto crafting goes. But the next episode we are going to be going to the Erebus, or that is the plan anyway. So now we've got our super duper, albeit it's not the top level. It's I think it's only A gems that we were using for that, but we've got some decent armour, and I think with our sword that we've got Bane of Arthropods on, I think we should be reasonably safe to go. Reasonably. So what I'll be doing over sort of the course of the coming days is actually getting all of the bits together to start setting up all of the things we need in order to venture into the Erebus. So hopefully by the end of that episode, at the very least, it might be one of those we'll poke our heads in and just see what horrors await us in that respect. Whether we'll actually get to explore just remains to be seen as to how quickly we can get all of the bits and pieces together that we need to get our portal up and working, and all of the keystones and stuffs that we need for that. So yeah, that is the plan for the next episode. But yeah, this one is a little bit short and sweet, just really a sort of a midweek update. So look out for our Erebus video if you're not too squeamish about bugs and things. I'm not entirely convinced that I am looking forward to going to the Erebus, but I think it's one of those things that needs to be done. And because there are I think is it, I just can't think what to call it. Is it like it's like a red sort of rocky thing. I think 99 has used it in part of his build. Let's see if we can try and find what it's called. I think, is it this stuff here? Red gems, that's it. Now I'm wondering whether that is a block that we would be able to chisel down, because that does actually kind of glow up at night. Whether that's a block we can chisel down and actually use as part of the ornamentation on our Christmas tree, whether that be at our base here, or whether that is on the Christmas hex. So that is, let's come out of this, that is something that, one of the reasons that I want to go to the Erebus. There's also those the gems that Darry's used in the library as lights, which could be, if we can place those, they could possibly form part of our tree decorations as well, if we can find a way to do it. That is probably the challenge. It might be we might have to get some fence posts or something like that, and do something a bit strategic with some fence posts and put some leaves around it so you're kind of hiding it, and then we can pop our gems and things on top of that, or our blocks that we're using as baubles. But yeah, we will have a little play about and see how that all turns out. But for now, guys, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, I said just a little bit of an update. But we shall see you in the next one for a whole host of creepy crawlies and other such nastiness. But for now, guys, hope you enjoyed it, and we shall see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.